Okay, so thanks again for joining. My name is Nimrod Geva, and I manage KWIZCom's product group. And today I'm going to talk about KWIZCom Custom Actions. KWIZCom Custom Actions is a sub-product of KWIZCom Forms. Just a few words about KWIZCom Forms. This is our form solutions for SharePoint. The special thing about this solution comparing to others such as InfoPath, that it's designed for non-technical business users. So no need for power users to mess with the InfoPath designer or any other sophisticated designer. What we're providing is a much simpler user experience, enabling site owners to create dynamic forms. Now, KWIZCom Custom Actions follows the same concept, and so making things simpler and making it available for non-technical business users, we're enabling business users to implement what we call use cases or business scenarios. I'm trying to avoid the term workflow, which reminds me of SharePoint Designer and something which is technical. I prefer to use business user terminology, so talk about use cases or business processes. And custom action enables you to implement such without messing with a workflow designer. So what is a custom action? Custom action is something that can be triggered by a user click on a custom button that you can create, or it can be triggered by an item event. An item event is something like item created, item updated, or item deleted. So you can trigger a custom action in both ways. When a custom action starts, it can be confirmed. So you can show a user a confirmation message before it actually starts, because a custom action can trigger many things. Sometimes you would like to confirm that it works. Next, custom action can display some fields. So you can actually create a mix of human input, a user input, with some automatic activities. So optionally, you can display the fields that you require from a user to provide an input, and then trigger multiple activities. Activities are atomic actions. An activity can be something like add an item, update an item, send an email, trigger a workflow, call a web service, and so on. So you can automate an entire use case or a process with a mix of user input and automatic actions. Oh, I got now an input. Someone says that there's no sound, so can someone again let me know if you can hear me, or maybe nobody can hear me and I'm talking to myself. So I'd appreciate a feedback, please, on the chat window. Okay, thank you so much. And in the end of a custom action, you can do some post action, such as redirect to other forms, views, or pages. So actually, for people who already use workflows, it looks quite similar. Now, what you see now is the KWIZCom Forms settings page. I assume some of you know what KWIZCom Forms is. So KWIZCom Forms enable you to take the out-of-the-box SharePoint list forms or document library forms and enhance them and make them fully dynamic forms. So once you have the Enterprise Edition, you will see two new options. One of them is called Custom Actions, and one of them is called Activities. These are new for the I didn't mention it. What you're seeing now is the KWizCom Forms app, which is good for Office 365 and also for on-premises if you want to use apps on your on-premises SharePoint 2013 or 2016. There's also a custom action add-on for Full Trust, which is good for SharePoint 2007, 2010, and 2013 and 2016, which looks a bit different. Today I'm focusing on the app, on the Custom Actions app, which is a part of KWizCom Forms app. So these are the two new menus that you will see when you have the Enterprise Edition. And instead of going over all the features, what I'm going to do now is show you the product live, and I'm going to run through 3 scenarios, and I'm going to use these scenarios to show you the various features. So in the first scenario, I want to create a custom ribbon button, which is context sensitive, which means it will be displayed according to some criteria. The use case that I'm showing now is a help desk use case. And I want to streamline the process here a bit. So I have this IT help desk list. And when creating a new item, you will see these 2 tabs. Shortly I will show you this live. And you have 2 tabs here. The first tab is for the end users, the customers who create new support tickets. So this is where you report the issue you're experiencing. And the second tab should be used by the support engineer who should resolve the issue. Now, of course, this form, the issue resolution, should be updated only by the support engineer to whom this ticket is assigned to. So all other support engineers, although they have permissions to update the list, should not be able to update the issue status and the resolution because the issue is not assigned to them. So in order to create here a structured process, so it'd be very easy to understand who can update and when, we need to do 2 things here. First of all, I want to make sure that this tab, issue resolution, is not visible to anyone. It should be visible only to the support engineer to whom this ticket is assigned. So it's not supposed to be visible to customers and not supposed to be visible to other support engineers which are not the owners of this support ticket. And the second thing that I need to do here, I would like to add a custom ribbon button that will show up here in the ribbon button in the ribbon area, and it will be called Assigned to Me. And of course, it should be visible only to support engineers, and of course only when for new tickets that are not assigned to anyone. And only when you click this button, only then, as the owner, you will be able to edit the issue resolution. So let's do it. Let's bring the IT help desk list here. Okay, so just to show you, let's create a new item here. Okay, so as you can see, I have here 2 tabs. Sorry, I have only 1 tab. And let's see why I have only 1 tab. So I'm going to the list ribbon, and once you install KWizCom Forms, you have the KWizCom Forms ribbon button. So the first thing I'm going to do is take care of hiding the second tab, which is already hidden. I'll show you how I did it. So I'm going to the Field Groups tabs /tabs section. This is part of KWizCom Forms. And as you can see, I have here 2 groups. One group is issue details and the other one is issue resolution. And issue resolution has a condition. It says show is issue resolution when assigned to current value is equal to me. So only the owner of a support ticket can see this tab. This is why we don't see the second tab now. Okay, what I'm gonna do now is, currently no one can edit the support ticket, so I'm going to add this new custom ribbon button that will allow support engineers to gain ownership over a support ticket. So first of all, I'm going to create an activity which simply assigns a ticket to someone according to a parameter. So an activity is an atomic action which can be reused by many custom actions. So I'm going to create an activity called of type update item, and I'm going to call it assign task. And let's give it some description. Assign a task to a parameter user. And then I need to set up the properties. So what this activity does, it assigns the assign to, but I don't want to assign it to me. I wanted to assign it to a variable, so then I can bind the variable to a column, to a property, when I create the custom action. So this is how you create variable. Let's create a variable called user. I'm using a token that uses brackets and percentage. And let's add another update. I want also to update the issue status to in progress. So this is what this activity does. And I'm clicking save. So I have this new activity. Now, once I have this atomic activity, and of course, on a regular deployment, companies will have many activities that can be used in many lists, can be reused. Now I'm going to custom actions, and I'm going to create a custom action which creates a ribbon button and uses this activity. So let's create a new custom action. Now I have two types of custom actions. I have automatic actions which run on event, item added, item deleted, and item updated. And I have ribbon button actions. This is the one I'm going to use, and I'm going to call this action assign to me. And this will be also the caption. And let's give it a description. Assign the current support ticket to myself. So gain ownership on this support ticket. I can have a confirmation message and some custom icons for this action. I can also redirect upon complete. So once the action is done, I can redirect to many places. I can write hard-coded URLs, but I can also use some tokens. For example, I want to redirect the user once he gains ownership over this item. I want to automatically redirect him to the edit item field. So you will be able to update this support ticket. So I'm using this token. So once he clicks it, he will be redirected to the edit item. Next, I need to decide what should happen when the user clicks this ribbon button. And I'm going to select this assign task activity. And I can select multiple activities, of course. Now, you can see that I used the user parameter when I created the activity. Now, when clicking it, it will show the variable map editor. This is where I can replace this variable with anything that I want, and I'm going to use a token. I can use any field or some properties of the list itself or properties of the site itself, but I just want to use the token me. So this custom action will run this activity, provide the value of me to the user parameter. And Next, I would like, by the way, there's an activity and I can define conditions to when I want this activity to run. I can also have activity groups and have a condition for that group. So this way I can create all kind of if or else conditions to run a series of activities or a single activity. And now I'm adding a condition. So when do I want this custom ribbon button to appear on the ribbon? So I want it to appear only if assigned to, only if this ticket hasn't been assigned yet. So only if assigned to field is empty. This is when I want this ribbon button to be available. Okay, so I saved this custom action. Let's see how it works. So back to the IT help desk list. Let's take a new. You know what? Let's start with something which is already assigned. So I see that. Let's take something like these ones that are already closed. So printer is not working, for example. So you see the assigned to me, but it's great. It's great because this issue is already assigned to KWIZCom support. So of course there's no point in showing it active. It's already assigned. So let's take a different support ticket which is not already assigned, like this one, problem 15. It's new. The issue status is new and it's not assigned to anyone. Now I see the assigned to me active. So let's click it. So what happens now, the activity runs, the fields are getting updated, and I'm redirected to the edit item field, to the edit item form. And as you can see, the assigned to is now me, and the issue becomes in progress. Of course, I could have redirected it to any other list view or the view item form, whatever I want. So this way, in a single click, I streamline the process so you can start updating a ticket only if it's assigned to you. You gain ownership and now you can update it. Of course, any other support engineer which does not own the support ticket will see the custom ribbon gray. Okay, let's go ahead to the next example. Okay, my next demo, I'm continuing with this scenario. So now we have support tickets. I can gain ownership over a support ticket. What I want to do now is streamline the process of closing a support ticket. And so now I would like to add another custom ribbon button that will run some activities, but mixed with user input. So what I want to do, let me show you. When I watch a ticket which is assigned to me, so let's take one of them. Let's say this one. It's already assigned to me. And let's say I want to close this ticket. One way to do it is for the user to go to the edit item form. So this is one click. He sees this tab which is irrelevant for now. He needs to go to the issue resolution tab. He needs to change the issue status to closed, and then he needs to provide resolution details, and then he should click save. We can streamline this process again and make it more efficient, more easy for the users to do. So what I'm going to do now is add another custom ribbon button. Actually, I have it already, so I'll just show you what it does. I have a ribbon button. You didn't see it because it's disabled. But let's see what it does. So again, this is a ribbon button action that closes the ticket. But this time, it has editable fields. Editable fields means that before running the included activities, I should show these fields to the user to fill them out. And once he filled them out and click save, only then the activities are executed. And actually this custom actions runs a single activity that sets it's a simple update item activity that changes the issue status to close. That's it. And the conditions for showing this custom button are that I'm watching a ticket which is assigned to me. I'm not allowed to close someone else's ticket. And that the issue status is not already closed. So because there's no point in closing a ticket which is already closed. So I can close only in progress or new tickets. So let's see how this works. So again, I'm going to the list, and let's take this time a ticket which is in progress and assigned to me. So let's take this one. And instead of editing it and then updating two fields and then clicking, sorry, I didn't enable this custom action. Let's refresh. Okay, so now I see the close ticket because the close ticket button because it's assigned to me. So let's close the ticket. Okay, so now I see the title of the action. So it's not just editing a form. What we're doing now, we're doing it in a certain context. SharePoint displays its generic buttons that says edit item, view item. It has no context. Here when you click some custom ribbon button, it shows you only the relevant field and also guides you. It tells you what you're doing now, you're closing a ticket. So all I have to do is provide some resolution details. I'm not good at this, so ticket closed and click save. So this way, by using custom ribbon buttons that have context, so they are displayed only at certain conditions to the relevant people, you're not just editing an item, you're doing things in context. So if it's a support ticket, you're closing a ticket, you're assigning it to yourself, you're doing actions, you're not editing just items. You're doing the actions in the correct context. Now, let's complicate this scenario a bit. And I want to move on to the next scenario. And this time I want to include also some event-based use case. So let's say when I'm closing the ticket, besides changing its status, some things need to happen. I want to update another list and I want to send an email to some user, maybe to the user who created the item, maybe to some other user. I want to do some things because the item was saved. Now, I could have just added two more actions, one that updates another list and one that sends an email to this action. But many times you want to automate processes even if they're not triggered through the UI. So maybe this item was updated not through the SharePoint UI, but by a workflow or by another software, by calling some API. So you want this to happen because of the event of item saved, regardless if it happened because of a ribbon button click or because of using SharePoint API. So this is why I need to use some event-based custom actions. The nice thing is that you can cause one custom action to trigger another custom action. So what I want to do now is have one more custom action, which is called case closed indication. This custom action, let's enable it so I won't forget, is not a ribbon button custom action. This is event. This is an automatic action, so it happens when an item is updated. And what it does, it adds a task to some task list and sends an email. Let's see its included activities. So you see it adds an item, and I can see the activities here. If you want, I can show it a bit later. And it sends an email. And you know what? Let's see these activities. Again, these are just atomic actions created in less than a minute, but it's worth seeing. So these custom actions, as we saw, it adds an item and sends an email. So we have this add task. This is the first action activity that it's used. It just adds an item to the task list, and it passes some variables and one of the columns. When you want to pass a column to another list or to any activity, you use tokens. The second activity that is called is called send close ticket email. This is a different kind of activity. It sends an email. This one sends to a static email address, but I could use instead something like we have an assign to column. So if it has a valid user, it will send the email there. And in the body, I can use both tokens and I can use variables. In this, I always use variables to make things dynamic. This way I can bind it to the activity and send some properties there. So I have a variable called body. So if I go again here, you can see this body as a variable. And this is what I send. This is what I'm sending in the body of the email. Your ticket ID, and here you have the ID value. It's a token, has been closed. Okay, so we have here just another custom action which runs when an item is closed. Yeah, I didn't show you the conditions for this one. So these are the activities, and the conditions is it will run only when the issue status is closed. Okay, so let's go again to the IT help desk list, and let's take one of the in progress items, and let's close the ticket. Again, I will be redirected to the only field that I want to see, issue resolution, blah blah blah, and save. Okay, so several things happen. How do I know what happened? So let's go to my email just to see that I have this sent. This is my Gmail. Yeah, so this is the last one. Your ticket has been, but we need another way to understand what action ran, if we had issues or not. So we can do it by selecting the item and go to custom action history. Now this is where you see all the custom actions that ran. So I had the assigned to me, and this is the time, and it was a ribbon type, and it ran this activity. So this way I can expand each of the custom actions and see exactly which activities ran and if they failed and what was the reason of failure.